Hi everyone, welcome back as we talk a little bit more about sentence diagramming. This time digging into phrases. Diagramming phrases takes a little bit of thinking it through, but it makes a whole lot of sense, and we're going to talk about that now to help you. And today we'll really focus on only one type of phrase in this short lesson, and that's on prepositional phrases. But let's take a look at the whole idea of diagramming with phrases anyways. Remember, phrases are clusters of words that work together, but unlike clauses, don't have both a subject and a verb. They may consist of one or the other or none of the above, but they don't have both subject and verb. Let's take a look at the basic plan. The basic principle of diagramming with phrases involves determining what basic grammatical function the phrase serves. For example, is the phrase serving as a noun? Is it serving as an adjective or an adverb? And then attach it to the diagram as you would a single word performing the same function. For instance, here's a simple sentence we diagrammed based on using the tools we've already discussed. We have a subject and a verb, the basic constituents of any clause and therefore any sentence. If we want to say something more about that subject, we know we put an adjective down there modifying that noun. Subjects are always nouns, so what modifies them will always be adjectives. And we can similarly have a verb modified by an adverb. So we know how to do that, and the key with phrases is learning what kind of a phrase is it, what's it modifying or being, and we can plug it into one of these slots. Actually, anything but the verb slot, depending on the phrase. Let's take a look. For today, as I said, we'll strictly focus on prepositional phrases. These are the most common, simplest, and things you run into, all the time. Prepositional phrases answer questions like when, where, with whom, etc., under what conditions. And they can serve either as adjectives or adverbs. So applying the principle we just talked about, we'll want to look and see what they're serving as we do them. So this is the form for the diagram. On the baseline, we would have the modified word. Frankly, it could be any other noun or verb or adverb, adjective, depending on whether we're talking about an adverb prep phrase or an adjective prep phrase. But in any case, the modified word, usually on a horizontal line, whatever it is. Then on this structure below, you see the blue lines, we put the preposition as beginning the modification process. Remember, modifiers go on those diagonal lines. And then, if the preposition states an object, and all prepositions have objects, they may not state them, but they have them, then that would appear down on this horizontal line. Again, nouns and active verbs go on horizontal lines, modifiers usually on diagonals. So the modification begins with a preposition, that's why it's on a diagonal line, then continues with an object on a horizontal line. OP will be our standard abbreviation for object of preposition for our purposes here. So let's look at some examples together, shall we? Slide this out of the way. Examples of diagrams of prepositional phrases. First of all, an adjective phrase. The car in front is red. Well, we know how to diagram the simple parts of this sentence, the subject, the verb, and in this case, a predicate adjective. Car is what? Red. Again, linking verb. The slash line tells you that it's not taking an object, but rather giving you more information about the subject, in this case, an adjective. The car is red. The, a simple modifier, simple determinant, which is a kind of an adjective. Determiner goes right there. So the car is red. But we got this other phrase. We've got in front. Well, how do we put that in there? Well, as we talked about a moment ago, the modification begins with the preposition. So it's the start of the modifier. So we put in right there. What car? The car in, and then we say in what? In front. So in is the preposition, front is the object of the preposition. It's what comes to mind when we say in what. And so the car in front is red. And that's how we diagram it. An adjective phrase modifying the noun car. Let's take a look now at a preposition serving as an adverb. I go to the store. Well, I is the subject, go is the active verb, and to the store is not a place by itself. It's a prepositional phrase telling us more about the direction in which we're going. To or toward or in. So I go to starts the prep phrase, right? We're going to. Where are we going? Going to where? To store. And not just any store. We've specified the store. So again, a determinate adjective. The. So that's our entire adverb prep phrase, modifying the direction in which we go. Remember, where. is a typical function of prepositions, and this is telling us where we go, the direction of the going. I go to the store. Those are some simple ones. Let's take a look at a little bit more advanced form. What happens when we start to compound things together? The first thing we'll look at here is a compound object of the preposition. I go with Katie and Liz. Well, we can see I is the subject, go is the verb, but our preposition with here, telling, again, the circumstances of the going, who we're going with, whom we're going with. We're going with two people, and so two objects of with. With whom? With Katie. And so we put the and, you can choose maybe to write it the other way. Since I'm on this side, I'll write it down. Katie and Liz. So there we have it. That's how you do a compound object with a prep phrase. I go with Katie and Liz. And our final example for this short training, what I like to call nested prepositional phrases, where one prepositional phrase modifies the object of a previous one. As in the sentence, the car in front of you is red. Well, just like the car is red that we had on the last page, and we said the car in front is red, in fact, modifying which car with in front. Here we're adding to that modification by saying in front of what? In front of you. So we're modifying the car. What's modifying car? In front, just like last time. The car in front. That's our first prep phrase. In front. But then there's a second prepositional phrase. Notice the preposition of, just as we had the preposition in. Of what? Of you. So we'd say front of what? Front of you. So it's modifying which front? Whose front? The building's front? The other car's front? No, the front of you. So this modifies front, telling you which front? Of what? You. So that's the object of the preposition of. So you've got a nesting of prepositions, and this is very common in everyday speech. And so we want to know how to do that properly. That's it for now on diagramming phrases. We'll be back with more later.